Okay, so today's notes are a continuation of the notes you guys started yesterday, section 5.6 of the book. What we're going to do today is we are going to convert from point slope to slope intercept. Point slope was what we learned yesterday. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. And then slope intercept is the one we already knew, y equals mx plus b. So essentially what we're going to do is we are going to plug it into the point slope form, and then we're going to solve for y. So for example 1, we're going to write the slope intercept equation of a line that has a slope of 3 and contains the point negative 1, 4. So I start off with y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So my slope is 3, so where the m is a 3. Y sub 1 is a 4, and x sub 1 is a negative 1. So minus a negative, what's going to happen? It'll become plus 1. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to get y alone. And then it will be in the slope-intercept form. So my first step is to distribute. So I distribute my 3. And I have y minus 4 is equal to 3x plus 3. And then I just need to add 4 to both sides. And so the slope-intercept equation of the line would be y equals 3x plus 7. So it's just taking what you guys did yesterday and adding another step to it. Okay, so on your whiteboards, I want you guys to graph, or find the equation, excuse me, of a line with the slope equal to negative 2, and it goes through the point 1, 3. So plug it into the point slope and then get the y alone. Okay, so when you plugged it in, you got y minus 3 equals negative 2 times x minus 1. Okay, so you should have distributed the negative 2. You need to be careful with your negative signs. Some of you said it was minus 2, but it should have been plus 2. And so then when you add 3 to both sides, the final answer is y equals negative 2x plus 5. All right, this next one is for your notes. So we're going to write the slope-intercept equation of a line with a slope of 3/4 that contains the point negative 8, negative 3. So you guys can't let fractions freak you out. You're going to have to be able to multiply with the fractions. If you prefer to work with a decimal, that's fine. Although for graphing, a decimal is more difficult to work with. So, but it's up to you. Okay, so we have y plus 3, because it's minus a negative, so it becomes plus 3, equals the slope 3/4 times x minus negative 8, so that becomes plus 8 also. So the first thing I need to do is distribute my 3/4. It's going to be 3/4 x, and then off on the side here, I'll just go ahead and do 3/4 times 8. It's like 8 over 1, so if you have to put it over 1 to be able to do it, that's fine. And you can reduce it before you multiply. 4 goes into itself once, and into 8 2 times. So we're left with 3 times 2, which is, what? 6, yes. And then you just have to subtract the 3 from both sides so that the y is alone. And your final answer would be y is equal to 3/4 x plus 3. Any questions? Okay, so on your whiteboards, you're going to do one with a slope of negative 2/3. Okay, be careful when you distribute a negative. And then we're going to have it go through the point 6, 5. Okay, so when you plugged it in, you got y minus 5 is equal to negative 2/3 x minus 6. When you distribute the negative 2/3, you get plus 4. And then you have to add 5 to both sides. And so y equals negative 2/3 x plus 9. Most of you ended up there eventually. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is now they're just going to give us 2 points. And we need to find the equation of the line given just 2 points. So your first step is you're going to find the slope of the line. Your second step would be to write the point slope equation of the line. And then third step would be to solve for y. All right, so for our example, we're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form that goes through the 2 points, 2, -3, and 4, 1. So the first thing I have to do is find the slope. And so that's m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. So I have 1 minus a -3, so that becomes plus 3, over 4 minus 2, which is 4 over 2, and then that reduces to 2. So right there, that's going to be my slope that I'm going to use for point slope form. All right, now I do it in point slope. Does it matter which point I use for my point slope? No, it doesn't matter because they both are on the line, so I can use either one. So just pick whichever one is easier. So I'm going to pick the one that's both positive because then I'm less likely to make a mistake, hopefully. So y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. So I plug that in, and I get y minus 1 equals 2 times x minus 4. I could do it that way, or if I wanted to, I could have said y plus 3 equals 2 times x minus 2. Either one of those is going to give you the same answer. Okay? So the next thing you have to do is get y alone. So if I distribute my 2, I get 2x minus 8, and then I add 1 to both sides. And I get y is equal to 2x minus 7. Okay, and then just to show you that it comes out the same, I'll do this other one. Y plus 3 equals 2x minus 4. And then when you minus the 3 from both sides, I still end up getting y equals 2x minus 7. Okay, so you can see it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which point you use, you'll end up with the same answer. Okay? Any questions? All right, so I'm going to actually have you do this one on your whiteboards. So we want the equation in slope-intercept form through the 2 points, 0, 1, and -2, 9. So before you do all the work, first I want to see what you get for the slope. So first, show me what you get for the slope before you go on. Okay? Okay, so you guys all got -4, right, for your slope? All right, then plug it in and get the y alone. Okay, and I'm going to use the point with the 0 because that way it's going to be easier. So y minus 1 equals -4 times x minus 0. And so when you add the 1 to both sides, most of you got it, -4x plus 1. Okay, here's another one for your whiteboards, just to make sure you guys are getting it. We have the points 1, -2, and 3, 10. Again, first show me what you get for your slope. Okay, so you guys should have gotten 6 for the slope. Some of you were getting messed up by the negative, so it's 10 minus a negative 2 over 3 minus 1, which is 12 over 2, you get 6. And then y minus 10 equals 6 times x minus 3. You distribute your 6, and you get 6x minus 18, and you add the 10, and you get y equals 6x minus 8. Thank you.